No kids, wives, or husbands for me. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Glen, Wanda, and Boo, when we started talking about, or Brandon started talking to us about speaking about you guys, the first thing that came to my mind, actually, you guys weren't even there. It was Orlando, 1996. I'd probably play, like a Will Smith song. We could do like a way back right there. But we were in a parking lot. I had one contact in, one contact out. When Ralph and Susie and Shirley told us that they were going to step down, and it's hard for you guys to remember that they had kind of been. They were kind of our Glen and Wanda and Boo at the time. And nobody else had ever been in charge of bodybuilders, so it was kind of this weird thing, like, what's going to happen? Who's going to take over? But luckily, God brought us you guys, and you guys stepped up. And you've done some amazing things because, and I don't really know why you did some of them. I wouldn't have done some of them. But I just want to say that I really appreciate everything. One thing that, the other thing that I kind of got to thinking was, I've never, this will be the first time, honest to goodness, this is the first time in my life I've ever said the name Mr. Keith, Mrs. Keith, or Miss Aldrich. I've never said that until just now. Like, no one, those words have never came out of my mouth. And the reason, I got to think, the reason because to me you were always Glen and Wanda and Boo. That's who you were. You weren't even when people ask me, who are those? I didn't even say you were my youth leaders. I definitely didn't say sponsors because I had enough problems. I don't even think I was in I still problem. But to me, you were always just you're my friends, and that's what I really appreciated about you, because I think that's the way Jesus did things. He wanted to be people's friends, and then from there, kind of took it on, which doesn't surprise me that you guys and Jesus have the same philosophies, because you're three of the most Christ-like people that I've ever met, and that I ever will meet. Let's just be honest. One of the best things that, one of my favorite memories, particularly about you, Glen, and I don't remember exactly how this happened, so or exactly all the details, but kind of like with my job, I'm just going to make some stuff up and what calls me out on it.
Was it in Georgia?
No.
I don't remember that.
I don't know if we can tell that story.
Probably not.
A lot of things happen. One time, y'all, this is gonna be weird for some kids here. It used to be that you only had like one phone line in your house, and when you used it, nobody else could use the phone. And I know that doesn't make any sense to y'all because you can text right now. You can text while you're on the phone, but if somebody was using the phone, it was done. Nobody else could use the phone. So it's a big deal if somebody spent a long time on the phone. And Glen, one time you called me, and I don't know why, I was probably having some teenage crisis or something. I was probably like 14, 15. And you talked to me for 45 minutes about WCW Nitro. Just because you loved it. And that was awesome. That was all we talked about.
Yep.
It was great. I wish that I had that on a recording somewhere. I came up with a couple of do's and don'ts thinking about y'all that I just kind of wanted to share. Just tips for kids, anybody. Don't ever wrestle with Glen in a hotel room and think you're going to walk properly the next day. Do, however, take every opportunity to watch U.S. Marshals with Glen in a hotel room. He will fall asleep, but he will wake up sporadically and remember parts of the movie. If Wanda gets lost, do attempt to find her using a CD. It will work. That's another thing they don't know anything about is taking separate vans somewhere. Like separate, like minivans, not church.
Yeah, mini.
I had a couple of them here. Don't expect Boo to stop crying until about 9:30 next Sunday. Don't treat their driveway like it's a dirt track. There's somebody who knows a little bit about that. I do try to block Glen's hook shot. You won't be able to do it, but it's fun to say that you tried. Don't buy taquitos. Wanda, this is kind of weird. For the longest time, I thought you invented taquitos because nobody else had them. Nobody else had the beavers, and so I thought you invented them. I was like, why doesn't anyone else make these taquitos? Don't ask Boo to marry you, fellas. Take it. You got about 2 hours. And I guess the last thing is don't ever doubt that these 3 people love you, because they do, and you'd be foolish to doubt that. And we got a great evening planned for you guys. The Black Eyed Peas are here, so I just want to say thanks.
Wow, there are a lot of people here. A lot of people staring right at me, right? The fact that there are a lot of people here staring, sitting, and staring is a testament to all the lives Boo, Wanda, and Glen have touched. I'm not looking at Boo because I'll start crying. We've come here tonight to show our love and thanks. These 3 people are very special to me and my family, and I know that I'm not alone in the sentiment. It's abundant just looking around this room. I consider myself truly blessed and fortunate to have had them to be a part of my life for so long. And that bond may have begun right here in this very room, but has only grown over the years. I was 14 when Boo, Glen, and Wanda became sponsors, and a year later, they asked me and entrusted me with their children. Scary as that sounds, I was honored then and still am. With a child of my own, I realized that entrusting your child to someone is not something you do lightly. Them doing so meant a lot. I got to be that much closer to them and their families. And God puts people in our lives for a reason. And the example of Christian love and Christian family is something I craved as a teenager. And witnessing that and being a part of that has certainly helped me to become who I am today. And unlike some of you, I continually get to be blessed with being around the 3 of them. We've become much more than youth and youth sponsor over the years. I consider them some of my closest friends, and I thank God all the time that my daughter gets to know these wonderful people. I get that reminder every night when I tuck her in, and I pull up her favorite mini mouse blanket that Boo gave her, and I hand her the mini that Glen and Wanda gave her to snuggle. I love these people so much, and I cannot think of any 3 people who are as loving, caring, and thoughtful as they are. They truly are selfless and continually thinking of others. And tonight, we get to express how grateful we are that they chose to be a part of our lives, helping to shape and mold us as young Christians. For that, we thank them, and they are just truly wonderful and beyond amazing. So thank you so much.
I saw the face. People's elbow. Just kidding. Just kidding. What?
My standard class in 1998.
98.
That's right, man. That's what. So if we're going by order of age here, I think I should be at the top.
You gotta leave with Travis though.
That's, yeah, you gotta open the Travis. Like I said, a lot of
I've aged poorly.
Anyway, Brandon asked me to talk tonight a little bit, and my mind just began to race about all the stories since 1998, actually 1996. So I'll start out with that. The very first night that I came to Bodybuilders, I'd never come here before, didn't know anybody except the person who invited me to come. And the game that we played to open the night with was you take a piece of like 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in your back, and you write something nice, or write something about that person, which, that's fine, but nobody knew me. So like, I'm walking around, and I don't know anybody else, writing stuff on people's back, and I actually have that paper. If I had more time this afternoon, I would have dug around and found it. But I remember, it was one of the three of you, I can't remember which one, but it said something like, you know, we're glad you're here, you know, Jesus loves you, and I think the other one was like, you seem really nice. That's really good. I wish I could have brought that paper, because it's hilarious looking back at it now. I'll start out with Glen. It's always been, I mean, I couldn't think of a better role model or person as a man to look up to as Glen is. We've always had fun at D groups since 98, 96. And I think that still goes on today when everybody goes over to your house. You know, it's a little bit of basketball, some good food by Wanda, and then, you know, we did the lesson and always had fun talking and learning about God and opening your home, you know, letting us all come over. In high school, you know, if I went through some rough times, heavy stuff now looking back on it, but, you know, it's a big deal when you're in high school. There was one time that, you know, maybe I didn't come to church for a couple of weeks. And I do remember Glen came by my house one time and talked to me, and you know, then I think he called me on the phone another time, kind of like Travis sat there and talked about who knows what for.
Probably wrestling.
Probably wrestling, because I've never seen him, you know, in his prime. So I remember those things looking back at my high school, you know, that you're a big reason of why I'm still here today and still involved and still love this church. You know, you guys have always. You're always there if we ever have any questions to answer, to give us advice, and just you guys honestly care about, you know, how we're doing, and that's really wonderful. Wanda, kind of like everybody else said, you've always been willing to open the door to your house and let teams come over, take over your house, cook food for them, and just wreck your house and leave, and then, you know. And I know talking to Jessica a little bit, you know, as far as for the girls, both you and you both have, you know, have a special place in her heart, and I'm sure all the other girls in this room, you guys are good role models as well. They can look up to you, you know, and ask advice. You know, you're just great teachers and role models in this church that lots of girls, men and women, everybody can look up to and appreciate. And you've got a special place in on my heart, and as well as Jessica's, I know. All three of you have been, or I guess, sorry, Boo, skipping around here. You're like a second mom to probably all of us. You know, we couldn't ask for, if we ask anything of you, even if we mention like, oh man, I haven't had those cheesecake brownies in a long time. Next thing you know, you get a little baggie of cheesecake brownies just because, you know, we might have mentioned it. Not asking for them, but you've always gone out of your way to make us feel loved and comfortable. You've always been willing to open your home, let us all come out and wreck your house as well. Share your kids with us, you know, play with Brandon growing up. It's been a lot of fun. And the three of you together, as long as I've been a part of this church, you guys make like the most awesome super team, you know, that you can put together. It's great that you've affected my life, people my age that are still here, the kids that are still in youth group right now. It's just, I can't thank you guys enough for what you've given selflessly, you know, out of your own time and love, and shared Jesus back with us, but you've also given us good examples of how Jesus' love should be shown. And it's definitely going to be hard without you guys here on a weekly basis, but I just want to thank you so much for all your years of service and all your years of love that you've shown each of us. So that's all I wanted to say.
He's one of the nicest. He doesn't.
All right, everybody, we're going to stand up and have some worship. And it's a wonderful time. Recognizing Boo, Wanda, Glen, just for everything that they've done. We want to come to the Lord in thanks and just worship Him for bringing these people to us. Of course, it's going to be fun. Who can heal my disease? Who can salvage my old sore body? acoustic guitar. We got Elliot Williams over here. Over here on the blue mic, we got Macy Stipes. On the red mic, we got Corey Honecker. Now behind me, we got this crazy guy named Niall Jennings. Check him out. Alright, to the left, got my older brother, wonderful husband, Kenny Snavely. I'm not his wife, by the way. Back here on the keys, we got Kevin Jones. Tyler will introduce himself. That's Tyler. My attention thingy, like a window in your sea, made me, I'm free. I straight, my attention thingy, like a window in your sea, made me, I'm free. I wanna fly, I wanna let wings grow, we're making me so nothing so I can't go. We're making me an holy soul. Alright, I think it's going to take a little bit of time to tune up, so we've got a couple more songs going on here. No. Just tune it because it probably got you. Yeah. So this next song we're doing is called Revolution, and it happens to be Boo's favorite song, I think. That's what I'm told anyways. Yeah. So we're going to see if we can make her cry anymore. Wish
There we go.
Okay, that just took me back, made me feel really old. I was in 7th grade when Glen and Wanda came, and Boo, and that seems like forever ago, but it's really all I remember is you guys being here. I see a lot of people in here. I don't know how many people it is, but I remember when Bodybuilders was like, we had a celebration, we had 25, 30 people here. So this is awesome. I know there's a lot of people who graduated and are here, but I think you guys and Brandon and Cole and all the sponsors have made Bodybuilders what it is now. And without you guys, it may still be 25 people, I don't know. But y'all have really impacted everybody here. I know everybody could get up here and tell a story, or 10 or 15, but I have the honor of saying that Glen and Wanda have known me since I was born. So that's kind of cool. You guys have always been family and will always be family. So I see family in you guys, one special person, especially in you, or I don't know what it is, but you're Diane right there. And growing up with you guys here, and then also from family times too, but when you've always been, you know, I didn't have as much interaction because I'm a girl and that's just how it was, but I know for the guys, you were always that male role model for them to look up to as a dad, as an example of what a Christian husband is, what a Christian father is, and you have two amazing girls to prove that. I with Angela, I got to babysit those girls some, and y'all make me feel old standing there, all grown. Boo, you were always the one that cried with us when we had something to cry about. You were always shedding tears with us, and hugs and smiles and encouraging words, and I thank you for that. And then Wanda, I don't know how many times your food is going to get mentioned tonight, but I'm going to mention it again because D-Grips at your house was always fun stuff to eat, laughter, sitting around the table, talking, crying, telling stories. But you always had something encouraging to tell everybody. And as a mom, like Angela said, you ladies were such a great example of what a mom to all of us, you know, we all have and extra moms in you guys. But I hope that Bodybuilders has somebody like the three of you for Jalen when she gets to be this age, because I know what y'all did for my life, and I want somebody to be just like y'all for her. So thank you for 18 years. It's crazy that it's been that long, but you guys have made an impact on every single one of us, and I know you'll be missed. I just thank you for everything you did for our family here.
It says Joey Conrad, but you might think I'm Wes Fitton because we dress alike. If I turn around like this, just so you know, I'm 2003 Joey Conrad, not Wes Fitton. But, tonight, I wanted to give Glen, Wanda, and Boo some things to think about so they know what to do on Sunday night, so you don't get those Sunday night blues. Because I know when I left Bodybuilders, I kind of had this hole. I was like, what do I do on Sunday night? Because I started going to the old people service, and I was like 50 years difference between them. So I came up with a little list of a few things that you think about that you actually get to do on Sunday nights now. Because this is your retirement, you get to enjoy Sunday night. You've done a lot of things for us. But one thing you get to do is you actually get to watch a whole Super Bowl game at your own house. First time in 18 years, you probably get to watch the game and do how you want to. Another thing is eat dinner at a normal time on a Sunday evening, because I'm sure you had to eat early or late when you came to Sunday night. Maybe take a long weekend trip you never been able to do. And this last one is something that I've come to do, and I'm going to invite you to come to my house and do with me now, is watch 60 Minutes. But that doesn't show my age at all. But Boo, I wanted to talk with you first. That what I wrote down, a few things that I gave to Brandon, and what I thought about with y'all, and what I wrote down for you was, Boo, you're the smile that brightens your day, instantly makes you feel loved. You care for you like you're my own child, and you make the best cheesecake brownies, as we all talked about. You influence so many lives, whether it be here at Belmont, work, or even at Auburn sporting events. That warming smile that has helped strangers paint a house in Kentucky, allow Nick and I to borrow your truck with no questions asked, and calm down Patsy after a horrible call again. At KCU, Boo, you might remember that Brandon and I were rooming together, and I don't know if Brandon knows this, but that night we were still hungry after the meal, and you went to Domino's and brought us a meal through the window there. But I didn't know Brandon knew that until just now. I guess he does know most things. But I'll always remember the great picnics at what I call the Key Plantation, aka Liner. And the time would have to be one of your greatest gifts, because you were always there for anyone that knew you or any time you could be there. And I love you, and I thank you that as the second mom. Wanda, you're the strong-willed, very direct, and take-charge leader that influenced many bodybuilders. You always spoke from the heart, and you told it how it was, even if it wasn't what you might want to hear. Wanda expected the best out of everyone and gave her best in everything she did. I remember Wanda getting lost in Atlanta, as we all talked about, and what Travis brought up about Wanda Keith being said over the CB radio multiple times. One other thing that Travis and I did, just on this very stage, was when Brandon used to have karaoke nights. Travis and I won while singing My Way to you, and I remember sitting on your lap. I think that was what got me to win. Also, I can remember my first night here in Bodybuilders, because when I first started in 6th grade, I came in here, and I think it was something that Ralph and all of them had from before, but y'all gave us a piece of green paper that we had to commit and sign off on that we'd be here for 75% of the activities we did. And it's one of those things now you think about, it's hard to believe, but I'm sure the youth group here does the same. I mean, you don't sign off on something, but the attendance here is to show that people are showing up to those activities. And I remember discussing college options with you around Patsy's pool and different things about life. And I want to thank you for always being there and bringing the best out of me. Glen. Glen's the guy that can fix anything. He can mow everyone's yard, play basketball, and still beat you at horseshoes all in one afternoon. Glen can play any sport better than you, and yet you never feel bad losing to him. He is one of the hardest working people I know, and every bodybuilder's meal, even counting today, Glen is setting up tables, chairs, making drinks, cooking, and cleaning up. Glen drag raced the van in the old drag raced the car in the old Chevy van on our first convention. we learned a lot about God that week, but I remember Glen in the Chevy being influenced by Travis and me and a couple other ones. You won't do it, and he's like, yeah, whatever. So I know some kids don't have that luxury now, but the old Chevy van was something to rely on. One other thing, Glen took us on Christian skate nights to Roanoke, and I'm not much of a skater, and I don't think Glen was either. Maybe he was in his younger years, I don't know, but I remember playing foosball all night with Glen at the Roanoke skate night. Glen's D groups was by hands down the best, and the food, the fellowship, the stories from Glen's childhood, the ones where he killed a dog with a rock, where he was a full body cast, some great stories that I always remember, and it made D groups something that I always look forward to each week. One other great thing that Glen has done in the church van with us is took us down 4th Street in Bluefield, West Virginia. If you've never been there, you should go to Google Earth and look how steep it is, and then imagine Glen going down it at 35 miles an hour. When I decided to give my life to Christ, I remember Glen giving me a few verses of scripture about baptism. At that convention in Myrtle Beach, Brandon had met with a couple of youth group sponsors and myself and Travis, and we discussed baptism. But I remember Glen giving me a few verses to keep, and I actually still have those verses wrote down in my old Bible. And I also remember after I got baptized, Glen was the first person to greet me. And it wasn't the typical greeting for us, but it's a typical greeting for Glen. Glen came up just like what Travis was talking about. He gave me the biggest bear hug I've ever felt. And also we talked about going through our wrestling phase. Glen, the thing that Travis was talking about at the West Virginia New Year's Eve party. But I remember you pinned me, Ben Smith, and Nick DeShawn against the wall with a mattress. But Glen is a great example of how to raise a family, love your children, and treat your wife. Glen and I were the first group to go to Mexico and share a special bond with going on that trip. I remember walking on the beach with Glen and a few others after our day's work was completed and discussing how God could use a few people from Virginia to build a home for a family in Mexico. Glen, I'm grateful to have you in my life and to call you a friend.
Glad to say, still the only black guy in here. Brandon asked me to speak, and I don't remember, so I was going to be short and sweet. Boo, you're like the second mom tied with Wanda. Telling me to not do stuff while Glen eggs me on the door. Like flipping that little go-kart I had. That was fun. But no, every time I come to see you, you always greet me with a good smile and a big hug. You're actually one of the few people I hug, so you're special to me. Wanda, you're like second mom. Like I said, you always tried to get the best out of me, even though I didn't want to. Carl would love to have many people. More of a mom than my sister, because I was usually hanging out with Glen. But, y'all did expect the best out of me, and I thank y'all for everything I've done. Glen, you are the funnest older dude that He could dunk, he could do, like they were saying before, everything better than any everybody else, and you didn't feel bad when you lost to him. Yet he was still there when we had crisis. I never had the nitro crisis or anything like that. Usually mine was more bodily injuries. I remember the half band. I remember the old school. Oh, it was in Tennessee. The
Backbuster.
yeah, the backbuster. I remember doing that and never hearing about it, and some of them were there and just like looking at me like I was insane. Adam breaking Elliott's collarbone. Y'all are way too young for all this. Makes me feel really cold. But I do want to thank y'all for everything I've done. Y'all been like a second family, and you know, that's it.
My dad is a big kid at heart. That's probably what makes him such a great youth sponsor, because he fits right in. Actually, in all honesty, what makes my dad a great youth sponsor is he's a hard-working man. He fights for what's right. If it's broken, he can fix it. He will go out his way for anyone, like backing up down the side of the interstate in a church van to get to the other church van that had a flat tire. He stands by my mom's side no matter what. He supports my sister and I in anything that we do. He looks at all the people who have been through youth group like his own people, and he treats you just like he treats us. But most of all, my dad loves God, and he puts all his faith in him. He is definitely the definition of a leader. Boo. She's my aunt. And she's an angel. She's the perfect person to look up to, and she loves everyone. It's really, really, really hard to get on Boo's bad side. And don't get me wrong, she will cry about everything. But that just shows how kind and sweet my aunt's heart is. It really is. God made her a very special person, a great leader, and an awesome mom. My mom is a blessing. She's a gift, a very special, amazing gift. God put a lot of hard work and special touch into her. She's an amazing mom with a huge heart. She'll never turn back on you, no matter what she's been through. She's a rock that will hold up no matter what. She's the perfect sponsor to talk to. She always has the right answers. Yeah, I said she's right. She's God's angel and my very special mom. She's an amazing leader and as a mom, she's a mom to each and every one of the people who've been through body donors. Thank you, Mom, for being the best sponsor and a great mom.
I've got a couple more songs. They're a lot more on the serious side when it comes to worshiping God. We just want to sing it out, just focus on God and just sing about how amazing He is. And said this was serious, Pastor. Okay. Are you the wonderful creator, the one and only Son? God became a man, bringing salvation to everyone. Are you the Messiah, risen, living Lord? Did you die for me on a tree, made of rocks I can't afford? He is jealous for me. Love's like a God, you're just so amazing. We thank you for your great love and just how ruthless you are with you loving us. And we thank you for putting Glen and Wanda in our lives. And, thank you for everything. Thank you for your sons. And his name is your favorite.
How's it going, guys? My name's Ben, class of 2012. I had a nice speech written up, but I actually left it at home. This wasn't from the bars. So I guess I'll start with Boo. Like the last song said, he's talking about how God is love, and I think Boo represents that love better than anybody that I know. She's caring to everybody that she knows. She's got a heartwarming smile that just like wants you to go like hug her and talk to her. She's crying right now. It's like a huggy. I'm sorry. A little bit on Wanda. Wanda's the ultimate mother figure. She'll care for you like her own children. I hung out on Sassafras a lot as a kid, and she always made sure I was comfortable. She's a great host. I mean, excellent cook. I mean, everybody says something about it. It's awesome. Glen's like the manly man. He'll kill a snake, ring a horseshoe, turn around, and hit a three-pointer, and make you feel good about losing to him. I don't know how, but I've lost in just about every single thing that you all have to offer out there to you. Yeah, but on a more serious note, I would say Glen is like one of the best people to look up to for advice. If you're a guy in bodybuilders, I urge you to go talk to him about any problems you have. He'll help you. He'll give you a great solution. He's just like a great person to look up to. If you're unsure about how to act in any situation, he's an ultimate like model to look up to for that. I love you all so much. What you've done for me growing up and what I'm sure you'll continue to do for me means more than words can express. And even though you're not going to be sponsors anymore, I know you'll continue to influence people's lives the way you have here, because that's just the people you are and the way that you're going to carry yourself. So thank you so much for everything that you've done, and I know you'll continue to help people like this.
My name's Jessie. Most of you guys probably don't know me because I was only in the youth group for a short time. I started coming like somewhere after my junior year, and then I graduated a year later. So mine's probably going to be shorter than most people's, but like even though I was only in youth group for 1.5 years, everyone around me, like Ethan, Maddie, all those people, Pamela, everybody, it felt like they had grown up here, and I think most of them have. But I felt like that too, even though I didn't. You guys always made me feel like family. And you, like I think the way you greeted me even today, people probably thought that I've known you for forever, and I haven't. And you always gave lots of hugs. Every time I came in, Boo always gave me a hug, Wanda always gave me a hug, Glen always high-fived me and gave me a hug. And I knew that you genuinely cared about me. A lot of times, I wasn't even in your small group or your D group, but you guys came up to me, you asked me how school was, you asked me how life was, you found a way to make things personal for me. And even after I graduated, I would come back and you three would be the first people to greet me. Sometimes Nicole would be you, but like always I would come in and it would be dark and no one knew me, but you guys would find me and hug me. And the older I'm getting and the more I'm learning about hanging out with teens, hanging out with kids, working with them, is that the coolest thing you can do is teach them how to teach other people. And something that I can safely say working with teenagers is that I know how far a hug and a smile and a greeting will go. And I learned that from you guys. So just know that like people here, that they probably do that with their kids or with kids they hang out with, or maybe even the kids do with each other because they learned it from you guys. So thank you for teaching me that.
memories I have of Glen is Impact freshman year when it was still in Roanoke. And everybody being in the band being like, where's Glen? And then him coming in the band later saying that he'd helped wave and pack Pierce's ear in the bathroom. That was like, we were like, what? Remember that one. I remember countless nights at Boo's house in middle school for D groups and spending probably the first 5 or 10 minutes doing nothing but talking, eating brownies and eating bagel bites. And then finishing early and everybody going down to Patsy's house to play volleyball or sitting in Boo's living room watching Phantom of the Opera 50 bazillion times. And I remember Wanda always being there for us and being always ready with open arms whenever we needed to talk or a shoulder to cry on. And guys in here, Boo, these and girls, these 3 are your role models. They are who you want to be when you grow up. Guys, Glen, he is the Christian dad and Christian father and Christian husband you want to be when you grow up. Ladies, Boo and Wanda, you want to strive to be them as much as you can. They have the kindest hearts. And still a few recipes from them if you can. They've got some great ones. But these 3 helped made my experience in bodybuilders so great. And I want to thank them for everything they did and thank them for the countless times they've driven to Greensboro and been at the Greensboro airport at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning to pick up dying, grouchy, and tired teenagers who had just gotten off the plane from Mexico, and driving them back 2.5 hours home, and for putting up with our sleepiness and sometimes a little bit of whininess and being ready to get home. But they're just amazing, and I love them to death.
I just wanted to say congratulations. I'm really excited that Brandon did this for y'all, just because I don't know if 3 people who are more deserving of it. And I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there personally, but I wanted to in some way tell y'all just kind of what you meant to me, what you mean to me still. So I hope that you'll allow me to do that right now. This video, even though it's not face to face. When I was thinking about bodybuilders earlier, I was kind of reflecting on my time in it. I really couldn't separate y'all's faces from any of those images in my mind and just the memories that I had. And I really think one of the things that stuck out the most when I was just thinking about what y'all did there and how you affected me and what you mean to me. I just really couldn't picture any one of you without a big smile on your face. Most specifically, I can't ever remember a time where one of you didn't greet me with either a hug, or a big smile, or maybe a big "Hey Paul, how you doing?" from Glen. Just something that made me feel comforted, made me feel accepted and loved. And I just don't think that can be downplayed, because who knows if I would have even kept coming to the bodybuilders if I didn't feel accepted there or anything. But I did, and I think that y'all played a huge role in that. Just creating that atmosphere where every kid feels important, and where everyone feels like they're loved and that they belong in some way. And I think that that's something that maybe y'all don't even really realize that y'all contributed to. But oh my gosh, like that's what I think about when I think of y'all. I just think about walking in the doors and looking over there and seeing, these three people who were excited that I was there and were happy to see me, wanted to talk to me, see how I was doing. And that was just enormous. Just for my feeling loved. And I think that really reflects the love of Christ and just how accepting he is of us, and how he wants, to be in a relationship with us. And I think that y'all just reflected that beautifully. So I just want to congratulate you. I want to thank you, just for all of what you did for me, what you did for everyone there, really. Just the fact that y'all poured in so much time, so much of your energy, so much of your resources, just to love on us kids. I think that that's just huge. I think one of the more noble pursuits in all of our Christian walk is to pour into the young people. And I just think that's something that y'all have done beautifully, and I know you'll continue to do it. And I think it's truly a blessing to anyone who you touch, and who gets to kind of feel that same love that I've felt. So I guess that's really what I wanted to say, and that's kind of what I wanted to leave with you. I'll just tell you that I really appreciate each one of you. And I am sorry that I couldn't be there to say that in person, but I hope you know it. I hope you can believe that to be true, and I really just hope that y'all have a great time tonight, and that y'all really feel loved and appreciated by everyone who's there. So I hope y'all have a great time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I kind of want to start with Glen, because once I get to do it, I may or may not cry. So Glen, I just wanted to let you know that whether you know it or not, you're actually a really big role model to me. The simple fact that you're such a strong person with your family, you do everything to support them. You're always out there doing stuff for them. Like, I always see you riding around the gator when I was there, trying to fix something or move around mulch or I don't know. And a while ago, I heard somebody say something about a snake, and then I heard something about wrestling. The first thing I picture is you wrestling a snake. And then it feels good about you beating it, and then it goes away. So, I really want to let you know that whether you know or not, you really are a really big role model in my life, and I do appreciate everything that you've done for me and for all the guys that are in here as well. It seems so you've had a really big impact, and you spend a lot of time uplifting them and making sure that they go forth with their walk with Christ very well. You're pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and I picked out, when I was first thinking about this, I picked out a couple lines that I can just always hear you guys say. And one was something somebody else said a while ago. It was like, sure, I'll do it. Wanda, your famous line for me would have to be, this doesn't leave you, this does not leave D-Groups. There were many times at D-Groups that there were things that we talked about that Brendan should not know about. Nicole, you're in here, you know that too. And you are a very big role model. Apparently your cooking is very good. I only got to eat it maybe 6 or 7 times. So I really appreciate you being there and just being able to talk to me whenever I needed to, even though I didn't do things that I should have. But you really always did have the good advice, and as Kara said, you always were right. No matter what we said, you were always right about it. I really appreciate you opening up your home and letting us be at your house and just staying up with Teachers. Teachers were really the one thing I remember about you. They were just so much fun. There were so many things that we did instead that I could almost hear them now. They were just so great, and sometimes they were just really meant a lot to me. I have worked with you for 2 years and I'm really gonna miss you. I can remember so many gaps every time we go there. Jared feels like that spot that I'm preparing to read. And the 8 trips, we have endured 2 things, and one was the freight train snore. I don't have many 8th graders right here over here, but that one we kept us up all night, and it was not fun. And the other thing was the trampoline park. I remember just you sitting off to the side, and all you could say the whole time is, "These kids are crazy." And that's another line that you would say all the time was, "You guys are weird and crazy." It was, and the other famous line from you is, "Don't tell Brandon." I remember you saying that more than once on many different occasions. You were that person. You were that person that I could always go to and talk to. And if I just simply wanted a hug, I could just get a hug from you. And I can't even, I had so much stuff written down, and I left it at home just like, I don't remember what it was. But I'm really going to miss working with you. I really do appreciate the times you've let me spend taking the 8th graders, going places, hanging out, just talking when we need to. As somebody said, giving rides home. I just got one home last week. I appreciate that too. And a don't for Boo is don't say punch buggy because she might punch you back harder. So, but I do appreciate you guys. You guys have been a real blessing to my life, and I really do miss you all.
Who's standing up? Sit down.
I am a crier. Whenever I thought of you guys, I thought of that sermon that Brandon gave of my youth sponsors look like Jesus. And so I just wanted to tell you guys how you guys look like Jesus in my life. What I've learned through you guys, I know write it down. I don't want to forget anything. What I learned from you guys is through your actions and how each of you look like Jesus. Glen, between you and my dad, I'll probably never find a husband because I'll always be comparing the prospects to you. Glen, the way you are a rare Christian man was not only an example to the men that looked up to you, but the girls that were eventually would be looking for a husband at some point. The way you love Wanda is such an example to us girls and what we should be looking for. Wanda, you were the first one in years to tell me if it was okay when I messed up, and you really showed me what Christ's forgiveness and grace looked like. I still don't understand that grace, and every time I've come to youth group and been around you, you've just been so loving and forgiving. Your attention to each person and you going out of your way. When you could tell something was wrong with something that I needed on those Sundays at Bodybuilders, you made a beeline for me to make sure I was okay. You guys give your time. You guys giving your time the way you have isn't something that I understand or understood until recently. I didn't remember you ever missing a Sunday when you could have, and seeing every Sunday consistently, and knowing the love I would feel and the community I would be in as soon as I came to church. It was so encouraging. I know now that I want to be a missionary, and witnessing the love that you guys share has taught me so much, but most importantly, it showed me that you're giving and loving people, it was through Christ. And that what I'll take away from you guys serving me is just, I can't love anyone out of my own volition, and that it's Christ's love that's through me. And I just love you guys so much, and I know that through the rest of my life we'll still have a relationship and hang out and do stuff. I like to call you guys because your presence alone, just you three being here, comforts all of us so much. And it's for every reason that every person has said that that's why. I was trying to think of a way to put it into words that everybody before me has said. That's why you guys comfort us so much. And just the role models you are for us and the examples you set for us and the love you pour out on us is, I don't think you guys realize how powerful you are, Because not only does that touch us and affect us, but we're going to carry that with us through the rest of our lives, and we're going to do the same for other people. So you haven't just touched every single kid who's been through the youth group while you guys have been here. You're going to touch so many more just because you will carry that with us. I always say I don't remember much about my childhood, but it starts in middle school, and the memories I do have are pretty much they were at Boo's house during the groups. And if there's one thing I remember from middle school, it's just spending every single D group at Boo's house and just enjoying her love because she had so much to give to us, and I just love being able to give it right back to her. And I remember when I left middle school, I was so sad to leave Boo, but then I got Wanda. and I still got to keep Boo, but I have Wanda too, and that was so great. And Wanda, you taught me so much in high school. I learned so many things from you, not only as a woman of God, but as just real world things that I could carry with me. And I still use them to this day, and I try and pass them on to others. And I probably spent as much time at your house in high school as I did at my own house when it was D groups, because I wasn't home because I was at your house. And I was going to say, I always felt so safe when Glen was driving the van, but apparently, that's what I've heard. And then you're just such a comfort, because like I always said, you can fix everything. If something's wrong, Glen can fix it. And I remember the first time I went to Mexico, and I got off that plane, and I was so tired, and I'd never flown before, and I knew like we were going to be riding home in a van, and that was okay, because I've been in a car before. And I have never been happier to see you in my entire life. I was like, Glen is here, and he's going to drive us home while he's safe, and it's going to be okay. And so I don't think I have the words to thank you guys for everything you've done for me, or for all of us. And I love you so much.
Brandon picked me last to talk because we all know I'm a softie. Most of you have said remarkable things about my parents and my wonderful aunt. Gobble up. Yeah, believe me, I thought about bringing those. But you guys have said pretty much everything that sums them up. They're amazing. Boo is the definition of God's love inside and out. She hugs you when she first meets you. She's not the type to shake your hand and be like, "What's up? How's it hanging?" No, she greets you with a hug. This is where I get my crying from. Right there. She has a heart of gold. There is no one like Boo. I can't even look at you. Look at me. And when I think of Boo, I don't just think about bodybuilders. I think about 21 years. I mean, come on. Besides Brandon and Kara and Ashley and Amber, I'm one of the luckiest people on the planet. And my mom, she is hands down the strongest woman on this planet. Kara and I both have put her through a ton, more than she should have ever been put through. But her strength in God never fails. Never fails. And I feel the same way, Liam. But she's the strength of God. She will give everything she has and everything she does. And my dad. Well, my dad, like everyone said, is a man's man. But he's gotten soft at his old age. But as he gets older, I feel like his heart gets younger because he knows stuff like buck wild that I didn't even know about. And like most of you said, I I was like this little kid watching him beat all of you guys, and I was like, yes, my dad's Superman, because all of you are like 16 and he's like 40. You guys suck. That's what I wanted to say to most of you. And I always got to go on the trips as a youngster. I mean, who was going to keep me? Because my babysitter was on the trip. My parents were on the trip. My mom was on the trip, and God knows Grandma didn't want to keep me. So I always went with you guys, and I watched how these three have spread the love of God through 1996. Is that when it's 98? 96 to now, 2013. I graduated 3 years ago. But they are amazing, and I mean, there's not much else I can say because it's been so much from the 15 of us, and there's probably still more that every single one of us could say about them, but these three are truly amazing, and I am blessed. And I feel sorry for the ones that are coming up and the ones that are still here because I don't know what you guys are going to do. But I'm sure someone will be able to fill a tiny bit of their shoe. But you guys are truly amazing. I love all three.
All right, Glen and Wanda and Lou, if y'all would come up here, please. All right. We didn't have time for all of us to speak, and obviously you can tell there's probably, I think there's right at 100 people here tonight. We didn't have time for even all of them to speak. There were people who wanted to, we just didn't have time. But we want to give you all this. That's right. You sponsor a treat when y'all cook. But we've got a scrapbook we want to give you all. One for Glen, Wanda, and one for Boo. And what's in here? It's not pictures, but what we have is probably 80 entries from different people, from you guys who are in the youth group now wrote stuff, these guys along the walls, and other people who live far away who couldn't be here wrote things and sent it there. So that's something that tonight will come and go, but you can have this and you can read that over and over and see what people think. And we just want you to have that because we love you. All these guys and girls in here wrote things to put in there, and they love you too. So we love you guys, and we're not quite done yet. Y'all can have a seat once you get those from
here in Indianapolis. Hey Glen, Wanda, Boo, I want to thank you guys for serving as youth sponsors at Belmont for 18 years. You guys were with us all those years at launch, CIY, Summer in the Sun. It was always obvious you guys had a great time, loved the kids in your group. So thanks for giving up your time, your energy, year in and year out. 18 years with the same youth group is pretty huge. You probably made a huge difference in a lot of students' lives, and you may not even know about it until someday down the line. So I wish you well in whatever it is that God has for you next. See y'all later. God bless. Bye.
Together we rise, together we fight, together we burn like a fire in the night. United by one, united by blood, united we burn like a fire for love. United by wood, united by blood, united we burn like a fire for love. Together we rise, together we fight, together we burn like a fire for night. United by wood, united by blood, united we burn like a fire for love. Together we rise, we will rise. Together we rise.
Help me thank, once again, I know Tyler introduced him, but this is like a cross-section of all the guys and girls who have been in the band since Kevin started this many years ago here in Bodybuilders. We kind of picked one or two from each generation. So for Elliot, for Niall, for Macy, Corey had to leave, for Tyler, Kenny, and Kevin, help me thank them for coming.